Obfuscate workshop. As we always do, it's like what we like to do at this time. Oh, Kanye right there. Let's see if the sound is right. So it's a new setup for me, and it was actually not that hard or anything. So let's see. Need to go to my channel. Perfect. Oh, wow. So I'm out at my workshop. The signal and everything probably won't be the greatest. I'm probably I don't know how many feet I am away from the house. But yeah, I'm away from the house, and the Wi-Fi is still kicking out here, so that's pretty cool. Sorry if it sucks for a little bit or here and there. I also am on my secondary internet connection, so that's another thing. My primary was messing up throughout the week, or 2 days ago, so I shut it down and just switched to my primary for the past couple of days. I have not checked it. Yeah, so I'm building my solar system. I'm a master of the universe. So this is me. This is my hands. This is me getting that together. The way I got it, I got my USB camera over there. I do have, of course, this is my Microsoft, Surface Pro here. Maybe I'll make something where I can like have this and do this a little bit more. But I want to start doing more hands-on stuff out here, away from the main computer and the main stuff that I do on a regular basis in terms of my streams. So I will be doing more stuff out here. I have a solar panel here. You can't see that, but it's there, I swear. So I got the solar panel, a Rhenology solar panel right here. I've had this for quite some time. Let me just do this. Show you guys around. I got this propped up on my miter saw here, and that's the name for that thing. I didn't know that. Like I heard it, and I was like, oh, I have one of those. I still got a view of the lake, so that's cool. I won't be looking at it. Got decent lighting. Got some shelving and such back here. You know, I won't turn to the spot where I keep the dead bodies in my shed, but whatever. Oh God. So yeah, I got this organized a couple weeks ago, or maybe a month ago now, finally, and got the door open. I will be closing that, and I do have a fan for get some decent ventilation in here. This is my pump house, by the way. So this is where Art of Ibmore, yo, what's up, Art of Ibmore? Wow, Art of Ibmore. Damn, bro. I appreciate you showing up, man. Like, I really do appreciate that, man. I know you're like, a bigger guy in the space and everything like that, so I appreciate that. Or I know you a place to do projects. Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, and I know you're a guy that you put out content. Believe it. Yeah, I think it's Art of Ibmore that always puts out content and stuff. But hey man, appreciate you showing up for real. But yeah, this is a place to do some of my like hands-on projects. I might get another shed. I'm definitely gonna get a bigger workshop, and hopefully get some like better camera equipment and stuff in there over time. Now that I got this new job, my first week in the new job was actually really good, really positive. A lot of good stuff happening in there. Let's hook up a fan here so I can close this door because the mosquitoes are a biting. Well, not badly, but thankfully not badly, but they do be out here. All right. Hopefully that won't mess with the sound too much. But yeah, so I might get another shed out here because I want to do a part of all of this. This is a part of a larger project, which is a remote controlled or self-driving lawnmower. Either or. I'm probably gonna try and do both if I can. Give me a sec. Let me test the sound with this fan on. Okay. Cool. Oh yeah, which sounds good. It's just louder here. Oh, okay. Bear with me, guys. Well, I have to say that my streams aren't always like messed up in some way, shape, or form. Let's go ahead and close this door. All right, cool. So yeah, a place to do projects, place to get some stuff done. Okay, so I need to get me some more tools. I need to get me some more tools to do woodwork so I can make arcade sticks, cases, and sell them. Hey man, you know what's cool though? On Lowe's. On Lowe's, they have like a ton of sheds, and it depends on if you have the space for it in your yard or anything else like that. But they have a ton of sheds that you can actually buy on Lowe's that are decently priced. I was looking at one. Oh, that one's expensive, but no, actually, this one's pretty good here. All right, hold on. Let me share. Shade, man, thank you for showing up, bro. I appreciate it, and thank for all the guys that catch the playbacks and stuff. I'm doing stuff at weird times. I had to sleep. I've been sleeping so much, man, and I really need to. I don't say stuff like that, but we need to get back in it with stuff. So let me share my screen here real quick. Let me share a window. I can share a tab. Ooh, even better. All right, so I can share just one single tab, and I think that'll work a lot better. Let me see how that looks. Wow, that's actually really nice. Okay. But Sheed, man, thanks for showing up. So with this, I was looking at this shed actually in particular. This is a 10 by 14 shed. This was they have it was like really messed up, but I want to buy some land, and a part of buying some of the land would be getting something like a shed like this would be really nice. So 10 by 14, a lot of space in there, 140 square feet. I can stand up in this shed as well, which is pretty nice. I did like that. So you can kind of see that there. And it was about the $600 range. I think it was I think it was this price, or it was shown as $699, but it was actually on sale online, so that was good. But I can actually start putting a lawnmower and other stuff in here as well. Yeah, I can start putting a lawnmower and other stuff in here. This way I can watch the chat. I can start putting a lawnmower and other stuff in there, and really have like a smaller workshop. But I'm thinking it's like, okay, why do I want to go ahead and do that when I could get the larger workshop? The plan is to get a. It is planned. Hold on. Let me bring it up. All right. It's planned for me to get a 31 by 60 foot workshop. Yeah, 31 feet by 60 feet workshop with another 20 foot of just of covering. So I can do stuff outside, and I have a pretty nice spot in my yard where I can actually put that. Let's see here. You guys can't see it, so let me just get it up here for you. Sauna building. Here we go. All right, let me get that going. So I was looking at something like this, and I was like, okay, why am I doing that when I could get something a little bit bigger, and if I would just wait? So that would have been nice. And we'll get to like me putting the solar system together here in a second. I just kind of want to do this here. Stop screen, share. That's just pretty good. Like they're doing pretty well with this. I gotta pay the bill. Where they at? All right, cool. So this is my building that I wanted to do. Oh shit. Yeah. All right, I'll zoom in. Kind of get my dress on. All right, so with this here, you can see the area in my yard where I could actually have that building, and then this is the actual building, and then the space, like the measurements that I took out there. So with this, this is the subsection of my yard. This is a closer view of the subsection, and um, I wanted to be this close here, chop down some of these trees, and then I can like shoot out of here and have a nice gun range and have a covering, and then maybe even do any other type of like workshop stuff out there. And then out here or in this space, of course, would be the covered space or fully covered space, and that would be the workshop where I could do a little bit more and have probably about maybe 2 garage doors here and another garage door here. And then I can add on as necessary, also have another garage door here. So, actually, no, I might just have 1 garage door because then I could have a little bit more wall. So that'd be good. I don't need that many garage doors. Like 3 should be more than enough. Right there. All right, so yeah, so I wanted to get that done, and the way I would have it all situated is I would have this portion out here gravel. I extended this, so I asked the guy for pricing on maybe having about 80 foot of space as well, because I have more than enough space, and it's like not go hard or go home, but like have like why wait and because with these things they could supposedly build them on Lego blocks. So it's like, okay, why not just get the big one from the beginning and then I can add stuff later on. But it all depends on what's going on with this. And this should have, I think, 12-foot ceilings. Yeah, so 12-foot sidewalls. All right, cool. All right, so enough of the sharing. I'm gonna dox myself. I always dox myself. I have my phone number on freaking videos and all sorts of shit. But anyways, nobody gonna bother me. Hopefully. Alright, so stop the screen sharing. Alright, cool. So I have quite a few things here, quite a few pieces for this solar system. I have a lot of different connectors. Hopefully I can actually work with these connectors. These are the connectors that come off the back of the solar system, the solar panel. There are like different types. Hopefully you guys can see that. So that's one end of it, and you would take this, and then it has like a twist connector here, so you can put the wire in, I guess. So I got to figure out how to like connect this. I may not connect this on video. I may do that offline or do the research while I'm here. And then the other side of it is this. I think this should be the female side. So with this being there we go. So that being the female side to it, and then your male side on there. But if you look up like solar connectors, this is pretty much how they look, and they snap together like so, right? And that gives you a nice connection. I believe I don't know if it's waterproof, but at least it should be water resistant to a certain extent. And plus, a lot of these, the way you're supposed to have them situated is actually underneath the solar panel itself. So let me give you a good close-up of the solar panel, or the back of it. All right. So that's the back of the solar panel. So you can see the connector. You got one side, you got a male into this one and also male into this one here. But you got your female sections here. And then actually, yeah, you got your female on top of the male here. And then you got your male on top of the female here. Now, this is how you get into that solar panel. This is how it collects the energy and puts it into the cables so that it can be transferred over to the battery. This battery here, this is I think it's a deep cycle battery. So it's a DCM DCM00. Oh, you can get that. DCM00 0.35. So it's just 12 volt, 35 amp hours. So I'm going to be wiring this in parallel, most likely. And then there's two different ways of wiring stuff. Oh, we'll get to that. Hold on. And then I got my inverter here. So this is this will invert or change the power type from DC to AC. So I don't know too much about that. I had to call a friend and everything last night and talk to him about it, and he was able to really help me and like kind of put it all together. But this is a 15 watt or 1500 watt inverter. These are the leads, of course, for the that come from the battery itself. And these are the ports here. So then I can hook up like a Raspberry Pi. Again, this is to actually put in a lawnmower itself. So this is so I can actually, control the lawnmower and, all the other parts. This is an overall test. I may not actually have this on my remote controlled / self-driving lawnmower, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm still like working that out and seeing what can work and what won't work. So this right here, the inverter for your regular plugs, your regular household plugs, and then your USB stuff here. There is some really cool stuff that I ordered for this whole project. Well, cool to me at least, like DIN power, like there's DIN rails. If you look up DIN rails, it's mainly for industrial use. But for instance, you have like say a rail here that goes along the wall, and then you have these little power supplies and modules and switches and all types of other things that you can actually put on there. So it's more of a mounting rail system and makes things a little bit cleaner. So that's going to be cool to work with. So that's the inverter. And then we have the battery controller. So there's two types of battery controllers. There's the Mppt controllers, and then there's also PWM or pulse width modulation controllers. Now, these are supposed to be the smarter ones because they have an Mppt. They have an actual chip in them that actually controls the charging, so it's a little bit smarter. Now with this one, I probably need for like when I'm actually doing this whole lawnmower thing, I'm probably gonna get a smaller one. I'm not gonna do this big one. I just noticed I was watching all the videos for this guy, and I'll put the videos in the link, the playlist in the chat. Done. Art of Immore. How many panels you got? One. Yeah, I got this panel probably like well over a year ago, like a long time. Like way before I moved in here. So well over a year ago, I've had this panel and I haven't done anything with it. Everything's good with it. Thankfully, I haven't nothing's been broken or anything like that. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, only one panel right now and one battery. So I plan on doing more. But yeah, so this is the Mppt Charger. I forgot what this stands for. Totally forgot what it stands for, but you can look it up. It's fairly well known in terms of this type of charge or this type of battery controller or solar charge controller. So the solar panel power goes in here. This goes out to the battery, and then this can actually go out to your load, lighting or what have you. But what I'm going to have it do is not go out to, because this goes DC, this right here. I'm going to actually have this, the battery itself is going to go right into the inverter itself, in the back. So what this does, this doesn't really, this doesn't get in between the inverter and the battery. This really is just to make sure that you're charging the battery and you can get some readings on it, and it charges the battery smartly so that the battery can have the longest life and be charged for as many cycles as possible. I will be getting a smaller one than this because this is just not needed. This is a little bit bigger. This is actually pretty, I think this was fairly expensive for this right here, but it has its fins here for heat dispensation. I will be doing some active cooling. This right here is the cable, what do they call this? The efficient, what is this again? A remote monitor. There we go. Remote meter. So what I'm planning on doing with this, sorry guys for the horrible angles. What I plan on doing with this remote meter is, I probably won't use this. This is good for stationary stuff. If I have this in a shed or an enclosure and I don't want to open up the enclosure, I want something that's outside or covered by something that I can just look at it quickly. This would be good for that. This plugs into the Mppt, right, through here, through this COM port, and then this unit here So this unit here, it's the MT50, and it plugs into the back of that. So once it plugs into the back of that, then I can actually do some all types of other stuff. The way I power up this whole thing, I'm just throwing that in there like I didn't pay for that. Like, respect your own stuff, dude. Yeah, and I'm just trying to set this up and experiment with it, and then see how and where I'm going to use it. All right, let's put this back in its position here. Oh, oops. Okay, that's good. All right. So, let me get that. That was a really good playlist I was watching last night. Oh, so that shed, Art of It More. That shed. Okay, I thought there was like a shortcut key I just discovered. So that shed is right there, Art of It More. You can get that at Lowe's. I know I didn't start this off with art, but I found a pretty good image that you guys saw for the thumbnail. Okay, she'd be here. I have to wait to get more land, but I'm looking to build a solar building with insulation. Most definitely, man. And I'll show you a video that I was looking at just the other day about that same subject. But this guy had a really nice system. But this company, EP which makes this actual Mppt or this solar charger controller, which is somewhat easier to say than that. They had a really nice video about all of this. And I have a really good playlist. So let me bring that up. This playlist. And what can I share? Yeah, so what's great about this playlist, it gives you everything in terms of solar system. It gives you everything in terms of you're just learning this stuff and it breaks down all the pieces for you. I really like it. I had all these pieces and I wish I watched this video first because then it would have saved me a lot of stuff and I would have just got everything from it. What the hell is this? I would have got everything from it and then went from there. But yeah, I got this. When you get this type of stuff, when you look for it online, a lot of this stuff, if you look on Amazon, will be bundled together or give you the option to get the stuff bundled together. Like, oh, if you're buying this, go ahead and buy these things as well. So a lot of that stuff is there for you. And the other gentleman that I was watching, which had a nice solar, perfect. When you go to like that first video of EP when you go to that first video of EP you'll see this guy's video. So easiest off-grid solar system battery bank is the name of it. Yeah, he has a really good that was a really good video from what I remember. I haven't watched that in a while, but that was a really good video, and it showed off this guy's solar project. Okay. In Atlanta on Facebook, market and offer up. They're giving sheds away for free or low. Wow. Yeah, I'm kind of far from Atlanta, but for those that people are in Atlanta, for sure, man, check that out. That would be really cool. I wouldn't mind. Man, that sucks. I'm far, like 4 hours south of Atlanta, but it sucks because I would actually definitely go and pick up somebody's shed or something like that, and just haul it back, especially for like if it's really cheap. That's a good look. That's a good look right there. She appreciate that. All right, is cool. All right, cool. All right, so let's go. Let's start wiring this stuff up. What I first want to do, this will be the core in a sense, where kind of everything leads to. So I want to wire this up first. I have some crazy wire here. This stuff is super heavy. So this is thin black 6 gauge. So this is a lot of freaking copper in this. This should handle a lot of heat and everything else like that. I don't need this for what I'm about to do. I really don't need this right now. I can go with a little bit less, but I remember when I was at the time, and I forgot my research on this. At the time, this was probably the better wire to get. So this is 100 foot of this stuff. This is all of 10, 15 pounds of wire here. And it's pretty heavy. Like, it's noticeably heavy for what it is. Like, this is more than, like, this feels like closer to 15, 20 something pounds. Just holding it in my hand like this is kind of hard. But a lot of this wire, I got the black and the red, right? That layer. Some of the stuff I have is already pre-done. So I have this wire here with the actual terminals on there, the leads. I think it's terminals. Rather have too much. Art of Vidmore says, or Craigslist. Okay, searching in your area might be a good thing. Yeah, so like Facebook Marketplace, what I've searched in my area is for zero-turn mowers, and I found a couple. There's not a lot in my exact area, but like in the surrounding areas, like I have to go down to Jacksonville, where there's more people on it and stuff like that, and that's like an hour and a half away. But yeah, you're totally right. Searching in your area could produce like some really good findings there. Or Craigslist, as Art of Vidmore said. All right. Rather have too much than not enough. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially with gauge, like it's good to have like really thick gauge for if you have like any power surges or anything like that. And you're totally right. Like having stuff over spec, if you will, in some areas, right? In some places you want to cut costs. Also, this type of wiring, as thick as it is, it's hard to control. It's hard to get shorter runs off of it, and other things, because I'm going to have this crammed into a couple of different electrical boxes, which I don't have shown here. All right, so these are some. This is like some pre-done wire here for solar panels. So I will be using this. I just pulled this out of the box, and thank God, because I did not know how to wire up the solar panel stuff here. Like I didn't know how to do that. But I can surely as hell strip a wire, which is this side here. If you guys can see it, I can surely strip these like little ends here and then go ahead and plug into the MPPT. So that's going to be really good. And I forgot to bring scissors, which is fine. Different wire crimpers, always good. I love these type of wire crimpers. These are really good for like stripping cables of different sizes. The way it goes in here and the mandibles here at the top. And then when it goes down like that, and then you can like pull it from there. So it goes up and then goes up, you put the cable in, the mandibles go up and then come down, right, at a certain length, and then you can pull it back, and then you can get the same length every time. And also you have some other like crimpers here or other pieces here for other teeth here. For when you're crimping down certain cable types or certain leads or heads or anything else like that. So, or different terminal heads right here. This is a really good crimper. I love this thing. I think I got like 2 of them. I got this one, which is pretty decent too. I did a review on these tools a while back. And this is like along the same lines. Like it has the mouth here. And then what it does, you bite down and then it actually pulls back. So you see there's like a little thing, like a little, almost like a little tongue, if you will, at the bottom there. I can't point it out. But this right here is nice. You click on that and then it just pulls back and then it'll pull the wire for you. So that's a really good one. Let's find something to cut stuff. Oh, this is for different types of leads too, for different terminal heads or ends. Correct me if I'm saying it right. There's like terminals, right? Terminals, I think, is what you put on, what you put it onto, and then you actually have your like leads and stuff like that. So, guys, correct me if anything. You know, I am not ashamed to get it wrong. I'm just ashamed when I get it wrong and tell you guys that, and you guys repeat it, even though I'm not there for it. All right, so just not getting into wiring. Yeah. I've been at it for a while. Like, I hate running cables. This is a paper I want to do some demonstration of how I'm going to wire everything. Actually, let's do that now. Obfuscate workshop. Yeah. First episode. So we got our all right, and then battery. Inverter, and then from here you can have all types of stuff. All right. Looks like a parrot. Yes, it does look like a parrot. It does look like a bird. But this tool is really good, and it's a different type of wire. Wire. It's not a crimper. It's a wire. Wire stripper. Wire stripper. You know, I like that second part of that word, or that of that. I'm sexually objectifying my tools here. This is another wire stripper. This one is by Mulwark, Mulwark. So Mulwark wire stripper. That one's pretty cool. So you can check that out. And this one, who's this? So this is a multifunction wire stripper. It's nice because it has like some measurements here, and I'm looking at it. You have some adjustments here for some of the teeth and the blades. That's good. It also has a wire cutter here. You'll see that right here. So it has like you can just cut some wire there. So yeah, it's a good tool. It's definitely a good tool. It's better than using these older ones for Ethernet cables. So if you have that other tool, or the one that I just had, it would replace this. This is your classic one that you use for your Ethernet cables, but it's an oldie but goodie. It's trusted, and it's good for like, okay, I'm only going to be doing Ethernet cables with this. But sometimes if you don't have this adjusted properly, it will cut into your Ethernet cable, having you to redo stuff or having bad cables. This is another one here. The Vlike HSC8 6-4B. This right here is for a certain type of terminal leads, which I'll get into at some other point. But this is really good when you're plugging those terminal leads into something like the Mppt at the bottom of it. And when you want to plug that into a terminal like it, this is a really good crimping tool, and it has special heads for them too. So we'll get into that in a second. All right, so here's my diagram. Oh, look at that artwork, baby. All right, so you'll see here, class, we have our solar panel, our SP. That goes into our Mppt through the designated terminals, which are shown on the actual device itself. Then our battery goes into the solar charger, the solar charge controller, right? And then from here, oh, I drew this wrong. All right, cool. Act like that never happened. And then from here, from the battery itself, it goes into the inverter itself. Goes into directly into the inverter, because the inverter is going to actually. This will be your battery will be almost like your power storage device, and your solar panel will be actually your power plant in this case. So it's supplying all the power. And let me know if I'm using that terminology right or not, guys. And then here for the inverter itself, your battery goes to the inverter. The only reason you have this charge controller is to regulate the power and clean the power to a certain extent, so that it can actually go to the battery and doesn't blow up the battery, overload the battery, or charge the battery too much when it doesn't need to. So it's just a smart way of saying, hey, yes, no, maybe so, in terms of charging. And then from your inverter goes to all your different parts, Raspberry Pis or what have you, or whatever needs AC current. Now, in some cases, some stuff can only needs DC, and then you have your 12-volt DC battery, and you just have to regulate what you put in there, and you can have that hooked to different power supplies, maybe on a DIN rail. And when I say DIN rail, sorry. So yeah, this is your DIN rail. So DIN rail. So the DIN rail is an industrial mounting standard, almost like server racks and things like that. You have different mounting standards for that, but the DIN rail is a mounting standard, and you can use that to like put all different types of pieces and other things on there. All right, let's go ahead and put this bad boy together. Enough talk. Show you how I walk. Lars. This here, which we won't need in this case, but these are the heads here. These are the heads for the solar panel, for the connectors, I should say. So your wire would go into here, and then from your wire going into here, then you're going to put it into the actual plug itself, the housing for the plug. And then this housing for this plug, of course, is supposed to be water resistant at least, and hopefully waterproof. That would be nice, but I got it. Under loading. Okay, so it says do not disconnect under load. Okay. I don't know how all that's going to work, so we'll see. But I don't have to deal with that now. I only have one panel. If I had multiple panels, I could watch videos on how to do this and possibly get the proper tools. So I don't know if I even have the right tools. So in this case, let's turn our solar panel around here. All right. So on this, from what I'm seeing here, is it shows negative here and positive here. So connecting them appropriately would behoove me. And so it clicks out. Looks like it's almost like some. Looks like shiny, like there was some lubrication on this of some sort, but really wrong. And like the wire colors, I mean, it's all copper on the inside. So if I connect the red to black, it doesn't really matter. What matters is where I connect the two on the other side. That's the female or the male. On, I think you're talking about this. This right here, it looks like it's the same for all of them. Sorry. This piece right here, it looks like it's the same for all of them. This right here, yeah, for all the cables. It's the connector that's inside, or the connector the shroud, if you will, that goes over it, that is going to be male or female or connector to connector. But this is sexually ambiguous. I don't know. But yeah, sexually ambidextrous. But this one or that one is what's it called? The same. But this is where your actual copper wire is going to go into. And in terms of gauge, let's see what gauge this is. I like to know that type of stuff because then it helps me later on. If it tells me. 2 PFG. No, it doesn't really tell me. It doesn't seem as thick as a 6-gauge wire. Yeah, it doesn't seem as thick. No, it doesn't show it. So let's see if our negative will go to negative here. So it looks like, yeah. All right, cool. So our black wire and everything. So this, like, from what this tells me is that it's somewhat of an industry standard. Your negative is maybe the same. I don't know. Let's see. So the way this works. Wait. No, you're totally right, dude. I'm so sorry. Yeah, they're not sexually ambiguous. It's trans, right? Trans cabling. No, I'm totally wrong. So this is the female side, and this should go into the female connector. No. Whoa. No. Oh wow. Okay. Cool. So this is the female side, right? This is like or somewhat of a female. Yeah, this is like a female end to it. So it has a bigger opening here on this piece. Let's bring it closer. Ugh. All right. Up close in person now. Here we go. So, just focusing. Give me a sec. Trans cabling, that's hilarious. That's so much better. It's better than sexually ambiguous cables. So this here is a smaller side, right? This, you could say it's the male. It's a little bit smaller, only because the opening of this one here. There we go. That's better. Only because the opening of this one here is a little bit bigger, right? But, oh, man. Too close. I'm trying to be mindful of your eyes, guys. It only focuses. All right, this is good enough. So, and mind the shakiness. So this has a bigger opening, as you can finally see. And then this has the smaller opening, and it fits right into here. So you would think this is like the male, but this side actually goes into the female side. Right is male and left is female. Right. So, yeah, you'd say like this is right. Right is male. Yeah, right. Exactly. So this right here, though, but the connector on the outside, this connector, this connector, the connector itself, it looks like it's a male connector. And then the other side, the female connector looks like this. So this actually goes inside the female connector. So this is why I was having that confusion. And also they look the same until closer inspection. But that's how it would look. Because if you see inside here, you could kind of see it a little bit. But you could see there's that larger opening. You can kind of see the silver rim to it. Trying to get it to where you can kind of see it. But you can kind of see the silver lining or the silver outline for the connector itself. And then that's this portion here. That's this like larger opening at the tip of it here. And then this here, if you look a little bit deeper into it, hopefully I can get that. So you kind of see that. It's a little bit too close. You can kind of see that little tip in there, and you can see the opening. But that's kind of like, that's that smaller female, or sorry, smaller male connector there. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh, that makes sense. It's like, I feel like I want to say that, but it's just like, oh, okay. It makes sense only because that's just the way it is. All right, cool. So we learned something. We're learning here, right? You know, put it together. Listen, I'm only embarrassed when I tell you the wrong thing and you guys repeat it. Thankfully, I'm not there when it happens. All right, so with that discovery, we'll move on. So let's go ahead and put all this stuff back. Let's put these back. I have, where did I get all this stuff from? There's some stuff that I got from some of this stuff will come with the solar panel and the pieces here. I forgot what. I think this, like this and this cable. I don't know if this was separate, but it's here, so I got it for a reason. And then I got extra connectors for when I do like all this stuff in when I start wiring all this stuff together. I don't need this right now, but we're gonna wire this into the males with females, females with males. Yeah, it's like heterosexual cabling over here. All right, big boy. It's heterosexual cable. This is like freaking sex cable. This is electrician sex ed over here. Oh my goodness. Hey man, it's all in good fun, man. Trying to figure all this stuff out in the damn self. So I can actually take this and I should be able to plug it into the solar panel. Oh, that's a little bit of same-sex cable in there. But I should be able to plug this into the solar panel like so and put that all together. Yeah, plug that into the solar panel and then go from there. But what we want to do is we don't want to do all this stuff under any load whatsoever. This is not going to be the greatest because of the simple fact that I have only a certain amount of cable. This should be good enough. It looks like to where I can actually put this. I want to put the solar panel outside, so this is a good 6 feet or more of cabling. You can get these pre-done, so you don't have to deal with it. But I usually like to learn how to crimp these myself, and go from there. This is kind of weird though. So on the actual cable itself, this says this male piece, or what has been, or what I considered the male piece in the first place. This actually shows as positive. It shows positive on it, and then the female shows as negative. But then when you go to this side here, this says negative. So minus, plus. All right, we'll figure that out. But it works in terms of black goes to black, so we're going to put this to the negative side, right? Because it shows negative here, and we'll put that to the negative side on the Mppt. All right, cool. Now let's actually, enough talk, more stripping of cables. Not. All right, so now I can go here. I don't need to do this. This is already pre-cut, so and I won't even make that. I won't even make a pre-cut joke. But this is already cut. So all I have to do is just really put it into the terminal for the Mppt. If it wasn't for talking, I'd probably be done with this whole thing already. Gotta try and draw out the video, I guess. I don't know. Here we go. So you're gonna need a Phillips head screwdriver smaller than this one to actually adjust the terminal opening. Now, in my case, I have one that's small enough. It looks like here. So I got a couple. Stuff like this, I would even use a screw gun, especially if you're doing it enough. And as I'm going through this, I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, well, something like this. So, you unscrew these, it releases it, it moves up the terminal blocks in here so that it can clamp down, and then you screw it down, and then it'll move the terminal blocks down so that they'll clamp down on the cable. One thing I'm seeing, another thing is that you can overstrip a cable. So there are electrical guidelines. There are guidelines of how far to go with stripping an actual cable. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there are electrical guidelines for that. I don't know them. You can look them up. Also, there's just somewhat best practices, and you'll learn those over time, like when you're stripping certain cables. But you don't want to overstrip a cable because there should be enough space, or there should be enough of the covering so that it's not exposed. That cable, the inner cable, is not exposed. So right now, I have this, and then this is enough, more than enough. So I can actually put this, clamp this down, and be okay with it. This is in the wrong side, by the way. So it shows me positive, negative here, positive, negative, positive, negative. This is from this. At this point, it's still DC power, right? So keep that in mind. All right, so this right here, some of these you could just twist them, but this cable doesn't really need that, to be honest. And sometimes, you know, you're just going to need a little bit more. Oh, shoot. I just broke the whole screwdriver. I'm freaking Hercules. What the fuck? I probably had that screwdriver forever. It's probably like dry rotted or something. I don't know. Man, I broke the damn screwdriver. That's wild shit. Maybe I have newfound powers. Maybe I'm like the guy, the kid in Invincible. It took me till I was about 36 for my powers to actually show up. It's crazy. So you don't want to. I'm saying not to over tighten. I'm saying not to over tighten now. Hold on, if I can get this thing. All right, cool. I'm saying not to over tighten, but at the same time, you want this to be snug. You want to pull on it, like within reason. Like you don't want to yank this sucker out because you know you're not doing that often. Like unless you're in unless you want it to where it's like a high vibration area, or you're going to install this in a high vibration environment, I should say. Excuse me, high vibration environment, a moving environment. It depends on how you actually tighten these cables. Also, there's things that you want to do to actually secure the cable to maybe a block or area that it's going into. So either a block or area that it's going into, you might want to secure it down to the wall or the mounting wall, wherever you have it, right? So I pull a little bit. I don't want to over tighten this because I can actually break the lead in the Mppt. I want to be able to reuse these and reconnect this stuff as necessary. Again, this one here is already pre-cut and stripped here. Let's see how much this is. It says it's about 5 millimeters. So that's 7 millimeters. I want to say milliliters, but 7 millimeters, or because this is America, a little bit over. Yeah, that's like a quarter inch. Yeah, so it's a quarter of an inch. 7 millimeters, or a quarter inch. Quarter inch sounds a lot better because fuck millimeters. Anyways, so this here, millimeters is a lot more precise. I just don't use it enough. And the conversions are a pain, especially when you're dealing with computers and all types of other stuff. All right. But you got to get used to it. So I'm going to put this in, and where's my screwdriver? Right there. So here, you see that? Yeah, you can kind of see that. Oh, there we go. It also has a temperature sensor outlet too, so that's pretty good. Probably want to use something like this. So something like this would be good for like computer stuff. Oh goodness, I can't get. Anyways, you can kind of see it. Sorry. This temperature sensor outlet here, or outlet or terminal here. If I hook up a temperature sensor to it, maybe I can get a temperature sensor that can be read into what do they call it? It's a Raspberry Pi, or just have an overall temperature sensor that's just connected, like just placed right here on the fins itself. That would be good, a good way of measuring heat in there, and then I can have that doing fan control, or just an overall temperature sensor in terms of just the entire enclosure that I'm going to put this all in. And that's another thing. You want to select the right enclosure so that you can actually get how hot should it be. I don't know how hot it should be. Like, I don't know how hot, what's the max. You can actually look it up for this right here. This is the Mppt Tracer. So on this model, this is the model Tracer 4210AN. Voltage is 12 volt, 24 volt Li. Okay. All right. I don't know about that. Current, I can have 40 amps flowing through this. Max PV voltage. Max input power. I don't know what PV stands for. So many things that I have to look up. But guys, you can look it up. The model is the Tracer 4210AN. I will look that up here in a second myself as well, because I want to know that type of stuff. But I got this wire. It took us almost an hour, and I got something wired, guys. You know, it's the small stuff. It's the small stuff. I know. You're excited too. So am I. All right. So yeah. So now we got it to where I can actually put this solar. I can put this to the solar, right? And then it can start collecting power through this charger. Now let's go to the battery. Now, one thing though. And then we can look up how hot it should be getting. So what you want to look up though is operating temperature. Small steps lead to big victories. Yes, they do. Sometimes it's just like you get so excited, man. I've had this stuff for so many years, and it's like to finally do it. It took me all day just to like get the mental strength up to come out here and start recording this stuff, man. I've been awake. I gotta get out of my little rut there. All right, so we're gonna start working with the batteries. I like these terminal heads for the batteries here, or I like this cabling here for the battery. I'm gonna use this for the inverter. I'm definitely gonna use this going to the inverter itself. What we have to do is we have the different terminal heads here, the positive, negative. And then I'm going to have to wire some other terminals to this. What gauge wiring is this? I think this is the 6 gauge. Doesn't say on here. I'm just going to make an assumption that this is the 6 gauge wiring. All right, let's go ahead. All right, small steps lead to big victories. Right about that. And that's important, like I always talk about mindset. Every 2 seconds is a video for me about mindset. Because the thing is, I think a lot to myself. I have moments of introspection. I have moments where I'm like, okay, man, why am I not doing this? Why am I not making this happen? So on and so forth. And it's very important to me to have a right mindset. Because if you don't, you can really destroy yourself or bring yourself to utter ruin. And it's very important to have that mindset. So that's definitely true. Small steps lead to big victories. That's very true. And you guys got to take those small steps. And I took a small step today. I got up and I started recording this stuff. No matter how I felt it was somewhat of a hassle, but I felt this was more important or better than staying inside and just doing nothing. Anyways, mindset video. All right. So let's read instructions here. On this inverter, it says, do not connect inverter black terminal to battery negative post with black green connector of the cable. Oh, it says do connect. I'm like, what? Like, what? It's like, you can tell this is not written by somebody that like English is not their first language, because, and also it's just because I can't read. So let's just be honest. But do connect. Like, damn, I can't read. So do connect. In English, it would just be like you just take out the do and you just put connect, whatever, and that's it. All right, cool. Take this out here. First week of the new job was actually pretty good this week too. I think I talked about it earlier, but sometimes, man, you get into stuff and you're just like, I wasn't nervous or anything. I was like, oh, let's get this over with. Because I have a lot of training and stuff. I got to do some more training now, actually, or after this. But you start to get into this stuff and it's just like, oh, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Everybody is rushing around, and good thing I'm a quote unquote self-starter here with a lot of stuff. So it wasn't that hard for my first day or first few days. In this case, there's no right way. Like, you can have upside or downside, but my preference is going to be down because I do have some semi-exposed. There we go. The semi-exposed wiring here underneath there, and you could fill that in with any type of non-conductive silicone or something like that, maybe just so you don't like touch it by accident or nothing else touches it. And that's very important. So in this case, let me try to see if I can take off this banner here. Audio advertise, audio ads, shared screen, videos, stream, shift videos, comments, set with me. Oh, maybe oh, okay. Maybe. All right. I just have to move it over here so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. So I have the terminal here, and I know my name. Oh, my name is there, so I guess I'll figure that out another time. But I'm so vain of one thing. So I have my terminal here for my negative or for my positive. It looks like it's one of the washers is getting caught up in here. So this is a little bit too big in terms of the opening for this. So that's one thing. Yeah, it's a little bit too big. I don't like that. Because that just means it's going to slip a little bit more. But take that and then put that there. Now, what I want to probably do, let's see if I can move this camera for you guys. Oh, yeah, that works. That works. It's a little better up close in person now. Okay. Oh, yeah, a lot better. All right. Cool. So from here, put this phone away because I don't want to buy another one. And I do not like cracked screens. From here, I mean, I would use like my usual screw gun, and I have an attachment for like nuts and everything like that, so I can actually like screw these down a little bit better. I don't have a wrench on me. Ooh, yeah, I don't have a wrench. I do have pliers though. Pliers. Also, one thing I'm being careful with is like touching negative, positive, and all that other stuff. Like, I don't really have to worry about that so much because it's not connected to any power source, which is why I'm kind of skirting around, like, actually connecting stuff to batteries right now, because of that. But that will be the next thing, is to connect this stuff to a battery. In this case, I got this, and then let's get our get our negative or ground cable here, or a negative, not ground. Gotta turn this fan off. Ooh. Like the sun is setting right now. Yeah, 5:30 here. All right, so I don't know where the other washer is. I'd like to find that because there we go. All right, same thing. Put this face down. Okay. Tighten this up here. Got 2 pliers. And yeah, this is not the right equipment. I mean, I should have like a ratchet set or something like that out here. But this is more than good to get this done. And I should only have to tighten this side once. The battery side, though, is where I'm going to have to do a little bit more and tighten 2 different cables. So I'm going to have to put these cables here on the battery side, as well as the cables coming from the MPPT, so we can get this thing to charge. And the way the MPPT works is that it needs current coming from the battery so it can power itself on. And that's where it actually gets its charge from. Also, it would be good for me to wear gloves. So I don't know where I have my gloves, but I'm sure they're somewhere. Not obviously where I need them to be. So I think this is tight, or this is on there, but yeah, it's good enough. I would like a better covering too. I wouldn't mind like a better covering here on these terminal heads, something to like a shroud to go over it, if at all possible, to protect it. That could be something else. So I think about things like this in terms of like, okay, I'm designing this and putting all this stuff together. This is a very rough draft of everything. I don't have oh shit, this battery's heavy as fuck. Sorry. I don't have everything the way or where I want it to yet. And I don't know everything I'm going to need as well. Let's get a roller. All right. All right, so freaking bugs. Yeah, so this should be as easy as just screwing stuff in here on the battery side. I don't want to tip this supposedly. Place warranty. I think you want to keep these things upright. And as I said, this is the Interstate Batteries DCM0035, 12 volt, 35 amp hours. Eventually when I get more batteries, I'm gonna have this in parallel. I was watching some good videos on this. So you can wire batteries in 3 different ways. The third way is just a hybrid of the first 2. You could do parallel or series. If you do parallel, that's going to give you more amp hour capacity, right? But you're still only going to have 12 volts, which is your actual power. Excuse me, which is your actual power. So if I wanted more capacity, longer running battery life, things like that, I'm going to wire things in parallel. If I wanted more power, so for instance, I need 24 volts as opposed to the 12 volts that this is outputting, I would wire them in series. You can look up videos on how to do that. In fact, I will get to you some links to that right now, because those are really good videos that I was watching last night. One video was just like spot on, perfect. The guy had an actual part 2 to it as well. And then, of course, as I said, there's the hybrid of the first 2, which is you could do a series parallel. So you would wire 2, 3, 4 batteries in parallel, and then you could wire those together with another bank of batteries in series, and that will give you more capacity as well as more power, or more amp hours as well as more voltage. So this video is really good. I'm going to put it in here in the chat. So this is part 1. There is another video, a part 2, that was actually really good. Art of Ibor missed open-ended wrench. Yeah, an open-ended wrench would be better rather than like a ratchet set. I usually like the ratchet sets because it's gives me a better a better connection around it so it doesn't move as much. And also it gives me a better fit, better control. But yeah, an open-ended wrench. The only problem is it'd have to be like adjustable because I never have like the exact wrench. So personal preference, but totally right. And then that's going on the wall. So yeah, this inverter, it goes wherever you, in this case, I might have it on the wall. I might have a smaller inverter for a lawnmower. I don't need something, I don't need a 1500 watt, maybe like a 500 watt or something like that, probably a little bit lower than that. So, oh, okay. And then, also I have to like look at some of my parts, right? Like, or system is the sum of its parts. So in this case, this actual inverter, oh, hold on. Let me get this out of the way. So this is a good video about wiring batteries in serial or in series or parallel. But yeah, go ahead and check that out. And they have a part 2 to it as well. But yeah, so your system is a sum of its parts. So in this case, this input is 12 VDC, it's 12 volt DC. So I shouldn't have more than 12 volt DC going into this. I can't do 24. 24 could actually cause a problem for this. And this is like, you use this inverter for something like your speakers or what have you. But if I wanted more, I might have to have 2 of these. If I have like 24 volts, actually, no, that don't even work because it still has to be 12 volt DC. So I have to worry about that when it comes to, putting everything in. So I'm getting from the Renogy or Renogy power panel, I'm getting 100 watts. And does it say my voltage? I don't know if it measures it in voltage. And it says max series fuse rating is 15 amps. Okay. Open circuit voltage, 21.6 amps. Optimum operating voltage is 17.9 amps. And that's for the panel. This is going to take 12 volts. A 12 volt input from our battery. My battery is a 12 volt 35 amp hours. So I can I can go ahead and increase the capacity of this, which means I would wire them in parallel versus series. So I can increase the capacity of this, but it wouldn't be good for me to increase the power of the voltage coming out of this. Got to be careful with that. But yeah, so that's this right here. This is like, you can use this for subwoofers. I need to get a smaller one than this, but I didn't want to buy anything right now. I want to test this out, and this is more than good enough for what I'm about to do, especially for testing. When it comes to actually putting the whole product together, and in a couple of weeks, I'll get an actual zero-turn lawnmower and put it in the workshop here, and then start taking that sucker apart and going from there. But all that, like, this should be able to fit into a nice box as well, but this is a little bit too big. I just don't need this. Also, this being big and taking more power and everything else like that, or producing more output, more heat, so if it's more heat, then I got to worry about that. So I want to get away from that. All right, so now I should be able to put it into a battery, or start wiring up the battery. Now the thing is with this, I want to show you guys and show you guys everything here, but I got to worry about it being a hazard for me to tip this thing. Okay, I don't want to like tip it too much, but like, here you go. All right, so those are my terminals, and they have like little bolts that go into them, and I can screw it down. The only thing is, I'd like to do it all at once. So we're gonna have to make some cables. I should have some terminals. Yeah, let's do that. But essentially, I would just put it into here and then go from there. I need some terminals here like this, that on the battery side, and then I need one that's stripped, and then it'll plug into the Mppt. But yeah, so let's put this aside. Put this aside somewhere. Ooh, why is that? There's so much oil there. This heavy ass bundle of cable here. Do I have any other cable? I don't want to screw. Yeah, the 6 gauge. Finally, after years and years of sitting on a freaking shelf. Get maybe a garbage can in here or something. So you guys can see what I'm doing. Yeah, screw all the fancy. Oh no, probably want these twist ties or something. Twist ties are good, you know. Good in the place of something like a more permanent solution, like a zip tie, or semi-permanent solution, like a zip tie. Twist ties are really good, and these are actually like pretty sturdy zip twist ties too. Very thick piece of metal on the inside of those. All right. So as we said, we need probably about a 1/4 inch of this based off of what we have going into our MPPT. I can get it through our little parrot wire stripper here. And one thing you can actually do is like slide this thing, the little piece that is here, this right here, you can actually slide that back and forth. So that'll be your stopper. That'll be your stopper. And then the cable stops there, and then you can go ahead and strip it. A little bit too much. One thing about, go with cables, right? I can always strip more. I can't strip less after I've already stripped it. So keep that in mind. I can't strip this cable, that's for damn sure. All right, so that's a little bit too much. Gotcha. Okay. I'm not sure what you got me on. I probably said something. I just sometimes I don't see the chat and it doesn't match it up with like what you said before and stuff. So sorry about that, guys. And with some of these, you can like adjust them as well. Oh, you probably said gotcha to the adjusting of the parrot strippers. Some of these you can like adjust them in terms of like how much cable can go in and everything else like that. Also, another thing is with some of these cables, especially thicker cables like this, you're not going to use a wire stripper like this one. You might use something a little bit smaller. In this case, I know with this one, I think I could put it here. Okay, using this totally wrong. All right. Oh, oh, good. There we go. Sorry. You put it in like this. So this right here, it's going to crimp. I haven't done this in so long, guys. Aquateki, greetings all. Hey, man, Aquateki, I haven't seen you in a while, man. You might be catching the playbacks and everything, but I appreciate you showing up on the live, bro. And also, that's just me. I know I stream whenever the hell I want, type deal. So apologies for that. I'm not sticking to my own schedule. But you can see here what this does. You put the cable here, and you can actually adjust this thing here, so you can adjust your length of how much cable is going to be exposed. You have your blade section right here. You can see that little bit of silver there, or metal there. You have your blade section right there, and then you have the actual teeth that actually that grip onto the cable and keep it in place while it separates. And then from there, you can strip it. All right, so crap. It's the grip and strip. And it's actually doing its job too, man. Cool, nice. So you can see there the bit of a covering sheathing is the exposed part, or leaving the exposed part off. And then now I got my cable. Cool. Now this should go into the MPPT side, or that's how I'm going to have it for now. Let me do black cable as well. Flip this open like I'm Superman coming out the booth. Or going into the booth, I guess. Is it Superman that used to change in the booth? I always forget. All right, I don't remember. This is where like artist and MC would come in and be like, no, you're wrong. All right. A little bit quicker here. I think we'll actually get this done in this stream, so that would be cool. I'm sure you guys got tired of me doing that financial asset tracker thing too. Well, somewhat. I mean, there's some good stuff there, but I don't do enough outside of the streams on that project, and I really need to. But I have excuses. None of them are good. So here, I'm going to move it down a little bit on this here, or I'm going to move it down, checking out the peaceful side of YouTube. You know what? I really appreciate that. That's like a super nice comment, bro. I actually really appreciate that. And it's cool because that's kind of like that's what I try to do. Like, I don't talk about too much of the stuff that's going on. I just noticed I haven't watched Kevin Samuels in like forever. And I listened to the new Summer Walker CD, and then Ari Lennox is in there. You know, she mentioned Kevin Samuels and dudes being in his comment section, and it's just like, yeah, do I miss this type of stuff? You know, that the back and forth and everything. So, yeah, that take that as a huge compliment, man. I hope to provide that for you guys in terms of some of the stuff I do here. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna adjust this down a little bit, and I think I could just pull this out here, or maybe I could pull it out like this, and then push down. Yeah, I could push down or pull up. So yeah, push down or pull up, and then I put it back in place. All right, and then now it's a little bit shorter, less cable should be exposed, because essentially this acts as a stop when I put the cable in. So again, this is the Mulwark, MULWARK wire stripper. This is good for definitely for like Ethernet cables and stuff like that. Oh, okay. So this is where I can remove. I should be able to move this in and out, I think. Can I? Trying to see how I can adjust this. It's been a while since I left you without a right stripper to strip you. Okay. No, it doesn't like. So it looks like it only goes up to certain types of wires. Certain size wires. I was hoping that I could move this this piece here, move it back a little bit so I can get this thicker wire here. But it's just good enough for a 6 gauge. I have to figure that out, because then of course, like, you know, what if I have smaller wire, right? Another thing I can do. There we go. Yeah, you just put it in there. Crap. I was watching that new anime on YouTube, or a fairly new anime, Usake, the Black Samurai, and I like it. The music, the vibe, the visuals, I love. The story just needs some work, man. It's like there's some things where I expect as a I want to say avid anime watcher that I expect in storyline and plot progression and everything like that, and explanation, where it's like some stuff you could just say, whoa, okay, something happened off camera that we didn't see, or that was explained properly, or the transition to the next is kind of leaving you, leaving you out there. So I felt there's some things missing in that story that it could be written better, but overall, I think the anime is pretty good. Yes, this is 6-gauge wire. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm pulling some serious amp. So 6-gauge. What's the max amperage on 6-gauge wire? Do you know? Does anybody know? Can you guys look that up while I'm doing this? I don't know what the max amperage is on something like this. I don't know if this would tell me anyway. But yeah, I got 6-gauge wire because that's pretty much what I have in other areas. But really right now, and this is the question from Aquateki, really right now, it's only going to be 100 watts at the most, it looks like, or sorry, 35 amp hours coming from the battery, 12 volts. So I don't think that's that serious. I mean, I'm not going to put my tongue on it or anything like that and shock the hell out of myself. This ain't no 9-volt battery. I probably die. I don't know. But I don't know if this is like serious wattage or anything like that. So guys, let me know. All right. So let's strip this black cable finally here. All right, cool. Keep that in place. And there we go. Boom, strips the cable, and you can see the exposed copper there. So cool. The adjustment looks a little bit better. I'm liking that more. And then now let's put this into the MPPT. And this is going to go into the battery terminal side. A lot of cables and tools all over the damn place here. So yeah, let me know what serious amperage is, because I have to call somebody to find out this type of stuff. Okay, so Aquateki answered. Thank you. I know 10-gauge wire is used for 30 amp residential circuits. I wired my own home electrical dryer a few years back. God dang! 10-gauge. I'm using 6-gauge, and it's for 30 amp, and use 10-gauge for 30 amps. I'm using 6-gauge, and all I have is 35 amp hours. And amp hours is a measure of duration, but not really, I think, current. But it's just 12 volts. So, damn, this is like really over spec. Okay, that's not a horrible thing, but it's good to know. All right, cool. Thank you, Aquatech. I appreciate that. Appreciate your input on that, because I don't know this stuff. Like, I don't know, I'm messing with it and everything, but I don't know, what's what. All right. Let's go ahead and put this together. Oh, sorry. Right, let me just put this damn cable on the floor, man, because this is ridiculous. Freaking cable's like crazy. And like it's 6-gauge, so it's like pretty freaking thick. Cool beans, bro. Yeah, man. This is a lot, I guess, in comparison to like you doing a dryer and everything. Jesus, this is a lot. Maybe too much. And what I might have to do is I might have to flatten out this cable here, because it seems to be a little bit on the thicker side of things. So you have to be careful. You don't want to crimp your skin in some pliers. Trust me, that hurts. Oh, it also helps that I unscrew the terminals here. Loosen up the terminals here, which would explain why it wasn't going in. Oh, wow. Done. Okay. This is why I use a screw gun. Sorry, I had to hold that cable in my mouth there. So I use a screw gun for this type of stuff. It's just easier. Overkill, but easier. Okay, cool. So this is accepting of this gauge of wire. And now I can tighten it down. I don't want to over tighten, but I do want to tighten it enough to where if I pull on it, I shouldn't have too much of a problem. Or I should have a bit of a problem taking it out. And this would be a good time to, like, you got your black and white cable, you got your black and red cable, but it'd be a good time to like add some labels to it on the end of it. Also, you're noticing, or you'll see, you're kind of seeing, maybe you'll see. You'll see from how everything's connected, I don't have anything exposed in terms of the actual copper, and you don't want that. So this goes in quite a bit, and then goes right into the terminal block, the screw terminal block. So then from there, I have a good connection, and the wire is not overly exposed to the outside or the elements. Excuse me. Okay. So there. So this is good too. All right. And this is cool too because I have different cables or cables of various colors. And I'm wiring the Mppt kind of first. Or I'm thinking about like how it all do all this stuff in terms of like, okay, making sure that I may remain safe in what I'm doing. So wiring the Mppt first would be actually a good thing. So wiring this side of it, getting all your cables, comm connectors and everything. So like, or my comm port here, plugging it in so that I can this goes to my controller, temperature sensor here, and getting that all situated as well. Yeah, right here. So getting all that situated or cabled up, but that's how it looks thus far. Let's go ahead and take this. Please do not connect to PC, connect to remote 2 meter. I think this cable's your basic rollover cable. Let's see. Miguel, you something else. What about if you use a 12 gauge shorty? Listen, this is not a Call of Duty stream, bro. Like, calm doing, okay? Doing your damn guns. Hey, man, I was looking at some land, and I didn't, I showed it to you guys, or I showed it to you, Miguel, but I didn't show it to everybody else or the rest of the world. But I was looking at some land the other day, 390 acres or so. Well, there's two different tracks. There's a 163 acre track and another 227 acres. Total 390 acres, probably about 436 grand or something like that, or roughly about $1,400 an acre. It's mostly wet, but I think it would actually definitely be good to maybe have gun range or some other stuff out there. A lot of people do hunting and stuff out there. But yeah, man, what's it called? This would be I thought about you guys when I was looking at that land, Miguel, you and Vinny. All right, so yeah, cool. So we got this going. All right, so now that we have this in the Mppt, now I want to cut off enough cable to go to the battery. This could be pretty long, so I'll have to figure out how long I want that to be. Or the run could be pretty long in terms of where it's going to be, but in this case, my Mppt, I'm going to have that pretty close. I'm going to have the solar charger. I keep on calling it Mppt. That's the type. I'm going to have the solar charge controller fairly close to the actual battery. Oh, let's take that off. But thanks for listening, Miguel. Appreciate you, bro. As always, man. All right, so, all right, cool. So I got that, and then let's cut this up. I should have some wire cutters here somewhere. Oops, sorry. I don't want to get up, but I'm gonna have to. Yeah, there it is. Oh, there it is. These things, these tin snips are, you know, invaluable, worth their weight in gold type stuff. Well, obviously not worth their weight in gold, but they're very useful and cuts a lot of different things. Of course, you know, wire hangers or whatever, harder strands of cabling, and things like that. So, really good piece of equipment there. So I'm probably going to do about close to 4 feet. I don't need more than that for now. And I don't want to do put too much into this here because a lot of this stuff is going to be close. And also it doesn't have to be quote unquote exact. And usually when you cut these cables, of course, you don't want this connected to any power. So I don't have this connected to solar and I don't have this connected to the battery. It's just to the solar charger or the solar charge controller. And with the solar charge controller, there's nothing going on in there so far. But to be safe, I should disconnect this from even the solar charge controller. But to be honest, I've never charged this thing up and there's no power or juice in there. Oh God. Hercules. Cool. So I got about 4 feet of cable here. And what I'll do with this, I have this on my solar charge controller. Let's put some of our tools away. Oh, and this is one of the other projects I had with the pump house that got this roof put back on. You know, and got a door put in. So that door is probably about $600. The roof putting on is about $775, I think. Yeah, $775. So you know, it's paid off. I'm in it. You know, I'm using it. This rack here I got from Lowe's. And it's like a heavy duty industrial rack where you can put like a couple 100 pounds on each shelf. So I'm pleased with the money I spent in these different areas. Okay. So now we got our solar charger. We got the solar charger kind of ready and wired here. There's a couple other things, of course, that we have to get done, but I'm gonna put that over there. Now I want to get the terminals onto these wires here for the solar charger. I have this box of terminal heads and other doodads. I've had this for a while. So this is kind of like a little bit of a assortment of different terminal heads and everything like that. It's me doing some organization. I think what I need is in here. Right here, yeah. That one crimper, the special crimper I was talking about, use these type of heads on them. So this crimper here, I would actually use this going into the Mppt if I wanted to have better wire and cabling and stuff like that. If I had a head that could fit around 6-gauge wire. And that crimper that I'm talking about, or was talking about earlier, much earlier in the stream. Hold on. Here we go. So those ends, there we go. Those ends go into here and they get crimped down. These ends go into here, get crimped down, and then crimp the wire in there and give you a fairly strong connection so you can actually put this in screw terminals and things like that. So that's what that's for. And that's a really cool, fairly specialized crimper, as far as I know. So I need to find this here. So I think this is it. So these are shrink. I can actually shrink these or heat. They're heat shrinkable. I hate when people hold cameras like, you know, in videos all screwed up and stuff. But now it's like, you know, I understand why. I always understood why, but yeah. So that should go in there. So I got these terminal heads here. You can use different sizes as long as the wire fits. So in this case, this will not fit a 6-gauge wire because I actually have to get it in there fairly deep. Oh man, this is cool. Aqua Chucky says, "Great minds think alike. I use the exact same DeWalt container for my electrical supplies." Hell yeah! And like this container is so good because you can actually take it. For those that don't know, real ones know though. Aqua Chucky, real ones know about this container here. Let me take your comment off. Thank you for that, man. But real ones know with this one, you can actually stack it. Like you can actually stack stuff on top of it and have like, you know, this as the, here we go. You can have this as the carrying case here or the handle, and then you can have something underneath it, another one of these underneath it, and there's all different types that you can actually attach to this. This thing is sweet. This thing is real nice. This thing is real nice. Real ones know. Real ones know. But this one's real nice, and that's like how it works. You can where it says like you could stack and latch, you know, and then you have this is what water. It has a water seal, lifetime warranty. But yeah, the you can have different bins on the inside too, right? And you can get different size bins and organize them in different ways. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? And these connectors, you can like I buy these connectors off of Amazon. These are like I think waterproof connectors. Can you see that? Okay, waterproof connectors. I can't see my screen, so sorry if I'm getting bad angles. But yeah, man, all types of stuff, switches and everything else like that. Bro, real ones know. Real ones know. This is a cool piece of kit right here. I like this. All right. Back to work. Yeah, I got this at the Home Depot down there, but you could find them at anywhere, I'm sure. But I got this at the Home Depot specifically down when I lived in South Florida. So Miguel, you can definitely get it. Get it over there, sir. All right, so I got a whole bunch of different leads. I got this off of Amazon. And again, you know, you can take these bins out, which is nice. But I got all these different types of leads off of Amazon here, and they're for various sizes of cables and terminal types. So, for instance, you have the male and female for some of these. Sorry, I think I have a bug on me. Probably be out here a little bit more now that it's cold. So this right here is a female side or female end for our connector. And then you have the accompanying male. So that there's male connectors like this for terminals. So for screw-on terminals or exposed screw terminals. And where's the female side to this thing? Or the male side to this? Oh, couplers. So this one, you'd have 2 wires come in. And then you could shrink wrap these. So I have like an actual dryer that I can, a high-end, not industrial, but yeah, like, I guess an industrial dryer, if you will. But it puts out a crazy amount of heat. Like you could easily burn your skin off with that kind of thing. Trying to find one that's out of the package. Oh, you got hook terminal heads. These are really good. Oh man, I like doing this stuff. Man. This is why I gotta do it more. Okay, I can't find. I just saw it a while ago too. Anyways, I'm gonna have to open these, but this is not the right. This is like they're color coded for wire size, but this is for a smaller wire. But the end is the same, as you can see, right? And it would go into something like this, and then you can shrink wrap the two together, right? So you just connect it, and you could shrink wrap it if you wanted to actually have a better, tighter seal around it. But this right here, this is the female end of it. Yeah, the female end of it, and you put the cable in, and then this is the male end, and you just slide that in there. So yeah, this is these are really good connectors, and I mean you buy this for like $10 and you get like 1,000 pieces or something like that, or assorted. You get an assortment, and sometimes of course you can get exactly what you need, and sometimes you just get a little bit more than you need. All right, cool. So let's find the right one, because we gotta put this down to the side. Oh, all right. So let's find the right one for this gauge wire. Same thing. So I'll use the same the Moldwork wire stripper here, and I'll go ahead and strip this off. Boom. Got the strength now. Know what I'm doing, kind of, sort of, in a way. Move that wire out the way. All right. And it's cool. Like once you have this stuff set up, man, like, you know, and you're doing the same type of cable sizes. You know, if you're doing something where it's like you have your shop, you can have multiple of these in different lengths to make it easier. If you have like a whole, you know, assembly line of sorts, which is what I kind of want eventually. Gotta get a garbage can in here. So now I got my cable stripped, and now what I'm gonna do is find the right size head and the right terminal type. So this is the I felt this was too big. So 5.5-8. Oh, I think this is 10 to 12 gauge. Yeah, 10 to 12 gauge. I might not have freaking 6 gauge. Shoot. Shoot, I might not have 6 gauge. Oh goodness, I might have to go to Lowe's here in a little bit, which is okay. I'll just have to do that part of the stream later or another time. Yeah, this is 10. Yeah, so this one is rated for. It says it on there. You can't read it because I can't zoom properly or get close enough here. But this says AWG 12 to 10. So this is for 12 to 10 gauge. And the higher the number, the smaller the cable. So I got 6 gauge here, and I don't have any 6 gauge ends, and I don't see any other colors in here or anything bigger. Darn. All right, so I'll have to go to the store and get that, and then I can hook that all up. For now, what we could do though, yeah, I might end it there. Yeah, I might end the stream there because I don't want to hook this up to the battery and put any charge on it. Lucky, I kind of want to do it right now. I don't want to put no charge on it, but I don't think this battery's live. It doesn't matter. I don't think this battery's live anyway. Oh, another thing that's good for these batteries is actually having a container like this for the battery itself. This is for like if you put this battery on the water or anything like that. This is called a Seaguard battery case. So this is for this battery or this size battery, and I can actually have straps go through it here, like go up through the little hole here, and then actually strap it down and keep it in place, and strap it to, like, maybe if I have like this is on a boat or something like that. But this is also just good to have just in case this battery for whatever reason explodes or leaks. It can kind of keep most of it contained as best as possible. It's not very often some of these batteries will be explosive. I don't think I'll have any danger of that. But you do have to worry about like heat or anything like that in the environment that it's in. So yeah, I got to go to the store. And get that. But essentially what I'm going to do is finish getting the battery hooked to the Mppt controller as well as the inverter at the same time, and then go ahead and hook up the solar panel as well eventually. So yeah, I think that's it. And that was good for my first workshop stream. Cool. So the plan is to get actually we can go over the plan. The plan is to get a riding lawnmower, a zero-turn riding lawnmower, and actually turn it a bit autonomous. Somebody like Miguel would like this. Him and his dad. Miguel is like, him and his dad are big in terms of machining stuff and putting stuff together. So they're really into that type of stuff. Once I start, paying some stuff off, I could have paid off one card this week, but I don't feel like selling any assets because there's the tax implications of that. So, I won't be doing that, and I'll just be waiting. Probably in the next 2 months, I should be able to get this lawnmower that I'm showing you guys. In fact, Let me make sure I share the screen. Share screen. Chrome tab and zero turn lawnmowers. I'm kind of impressed with, like, the wireless signal. Like, I'm not too close to my house at all, and then there's walls and all types of other stuff. I'm wondering what access point is actually picking me up. All right, so this is the lawnmower I want to get here. It's this $2,600 one, and what's nice about this is the side profile, and it kind of like shows, it opens up like a whole world of possibilities of stuff that I can actually do. Actually, let's see here. All right, cool. Move that there. So a whole world, and I can't see your comments right now, guys. But it shows a whole world of possibilities I can do. I would take off this this shroud, the black pieces here. Take off that shroud. Instead of this seat here, all of my equipment would probably be here in a large box in the front. And if we look at the side profile, this is where things kind of like really opens up to the imagination. Look at the ass on that lawnmower. Let's get this. There we go. This looks a lot better. There we go. So you can see here, take off these plastic pieces here, take off the chair, take off the arms even, and have everything controlled by possibly servos as best as possible. Leave certain things open so I can control the depth and the height of the deck itself, the lawnmower deck. I'd be doing stuff like that, but take off all of this here, and then probably even put a larger gas tank here, so I have longer running time, because it should be RC controlled or self-driving using Ardu Pilot. So ARDUPILOT. It's a program for drones and through Arduinos. And with Ardu Pilot, you can actually use it for drones and like flying drones, and then of course the rover drones for the land on the land. So you can actually map things out, and then you can have it do all your turns and everything. Ardu Pilot is supposed to be really fast with that, or really good with that. So having it, and then even using RTK based GPS. So I would have a base station, like say I would roll around in like a whole command center like van, if you will, with this solution. Yeah, I would roll around in a whole command center like van with this solution. And then I would have maybe an antenna that comes up or comes out of it that is for my RTK base station, so I can get precise GPS coordinates fed to this actual lawnmower, or to the compute node, which would be not Node.js, maybe Node.js in terms of the programming API, but to the Raspberry Pi. And then that would actually drive it and give me, like, I think 2 centimeter 2 centimeter level of accuracy for this, I believe. I think it's 2 centimeters level of accuracy. Let me get my face there. Sorry. So I can get up to about 2 centimeters, or as close as 2 centimeters in terms of accuracy with RTK GPS. The point with RTK is that you have a fixed point, like a van or something like that, or a base station. I would have that base station sitting out on the sidewalk or in the van itself, have all my wireless and batteries and stuff like that. As much stuff I have, as much stuff as I can, like maybe I would connect to all the compute and the box where all the computers and everything is. Network switching and everything will be on this actual lawnmower, but most of the stuff, it'll connect to it, and then I can control it from there, maybe by an iPad, an actual RC controller. Depends on which one I can get to work first and better, but an RC controller, and then or just like having it plot everything out and it do it for me. So we'll see. It should be able to do both. If anything, what I can have is multiple computers. Raspberry Pis are very cheap and they're very small, so I can actually have 2 to 3 Raspberry Pi computers or mini computers there, and then with those I can actually put on with the mini computers, I can actually have, like, one for RC control and one for self-driving or something like that, right? And when it says self-driving, it's not autonomous. It'll be what's it called? I guess it's somewhat autonomous, but it'll be predetermined. All right. So and then have like sensors and all types of other stuff. Sorry about that. Like itchy scratchy over here. So have all types of other sensors and other stuff there. So with this being like this here, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse moving. Hopefully you can, but I'm on the black portion of the right underneath the seat. I'd replace that gas tank, put a bigger one in there, or even have a larger reservoir above the seat, above it where the seat is. I would have a larger reservoir. That would add more weight to the whole thing, but it gives me more cut time. And on the area in front, right above the actual cutting deck, the area in front of the seat, I would have and the green part where you put your feet. I would have maybe the actual all the compute and everything like that in a large box on the front, and that would give me more than enough space, I think, to put all this together, to put all the compute stuff in there in a nice electrical box with fans and all types of other stuff. If anything, I could also have where the seat is, if not a gas tank or a larger gas tank, at least have my batteries and everything else like that contained in there. So yeah, and try to control as much as I can, like some of this stuff here. Like, okay, how am I going to control the choke and ignition? How am I going to actually make that happen? Like using a servo or something like that. So thinking about that and breaking that whole thing apart. Excuse me. Yeah, you see where the guy's feet are. That's where I would have like that whole section. You can see like, for like humans and feet, and like there's not much on there. Like, there's not much damn it, man. I think something bit me. There's not much in that section. So it's kind of like wasted space, right? And that's a perfect spot to put all your electrical, all your components. As far as the back, we can see where the engine is. That seat right there, I'd probably have like a whole nother gas tank, battery panel, or something like that in there. The actual arms for the for control, that I would chop those off or take those all the way down to wherever they're where they're connected to, because you can see there's the metal piece coming from coming from the arm that's connecting it to something else that is closer to the controller. Those arms, of course, are just for humans, right? So it's like, all right, I could chop those arms off and then connect like servos or something else to that, so I can move it left, right, so on and so forth, or keep those arms if I ever need to do anything. And then also doing things like fail safes or like stop buttons or anything else like that. I could put it somewhere just in case anything happens. And especially with like, I can actually use different sensors to stop it if there's any obstructions or anything else like that. Also using there's I think just like it's like iOS or something like that, EYEOS. I forgot what it's called. Hold on. I forgot what it's called. I get so many videos with this Big Bank challenge. Shout out to Don Calypso. He sent me those videos like every 2 seconds. Okay. This is pretty cool for surveillance. I don't know how to spell surveillance. Trying to search through my history here. But you can turn your Raspberry Pi into a surveillance bot. And with that, and also you can have a LiDAR attachment, which is pretty cool too. Wow. You can do 5 gigabits per second compute module. What the hell? You can do 5 gigabits Ethernet to a Raspberry Pi. I guess through the PCIe connector that it has on there. That's insane, dude. Raspberry Pi. Here we go. Surveillance system. I can't find it in my videos. There's one guy that had a really good one. And, you know, I've ordered the IP cameras for this as well. So that should be coming tomorrow, actually. So I want to get this done tonight. I don't know if I'll do another stream or come out here, but I got to go get that terminal connector and a couple other things. I don't know if I can hook up a my dryer out here. My hair dryer, or that's not a hair dryer, but the actual dryer, because that thing will burn. Definitely want to use this dryer for your skin, or on your skin at all. Oh, wow, that's a good name, man. Sorry, I'm just. Oh, okay, you just put it up. Gamer, GAMR, automated mowing robot. Yo, I like that. I like that. That might have to be done. I'm open source that, dude. I'm gonna have to take that. You will get accredited with the name, of course. Gamer, I like that. I like that. I like that. That might have to be done. That might be the name of the repository, because, you know, we got it's Obfuscate, so we're gonna put the computers onto this as well. Hold on, let me find this. Oh man. Okay, here we go. Hello. So this guy uses the Jetson. You can use this surveillance system. What's it called? Dang, bro. I had to catch that. I think it's probably the one that bit me. This is the Jetson Nano with the Raspberry Pi camera. But you can put all different types of cameras on your Raspberry Pi. And what's nice about this is that I want to get it to where it's like, I want to put this on. And I can use the Jetson Nano board for some of this stuff too. But I want, another servo controller. I haven't researched that enough, so I don't know about it. But I want to put an actual set of cameras, a couple of these cameras on the actual bot itself, so that I can be sitting in the AC in my truck or something like that, and actually watching the output of the camera, and then saying oh, okay, stop this one, stop that one, so on and so forth. If I have a couple of these going, so that'll be really nice that I can actually do that. And with an RTK base station, as well as a RTK base station, as well as as well as a high range antenna, I can do quite a bit. In fact, so you guys got that link, but Gamer, bro, I might have to do that. That is a really, really good name, bro. All right, let me get this here up and running. I'll show you guys. Outdoor Wi-Fi. Excuse me. Outdoor. Oh, so this is directional. Yeah, here we go. I got this one. I got 2 of these. Cool. So I got the 2 of these omnidirectional Wi-Fi antennas. Got the proper pigtails and everything else like that can go to the wireless card. I actually ripped apart one of my wireless routers, my mini wireless router, that I can use, and then I'll have also a switch along with it. But if I can, put all this together, I'm going to have this sitting up on, along with the RTK GPS unit and all this other stuff, sitting up above or atop the actual unit itself. Maybe some some warning lights, warning strobe lights, I think is what they call it. Are there strobe lights? But, those lights that you usually have on construction vehicles, having that during operation, I can really trick this thing out and put all this stuff together, have everything battery operated as well. So, yeah, and there's a lot of stuff I can actually do from the battery that's on the the thing. It's on the zero-tone mower itself. So I could wire some stuff in there, so I don't have to worry about charging it with my own battery and solar system or anything like that. And above all of this, I wanted to, let's go back. So we have this, right? They have the antenna, but above all of this, yeah. So above all of the, sorry, almost like a canopy, if you will, where that seat is. Above all of that, I'm going to have the solar panel, like one single solar panel that can at least give it enough charge to help recharge the battery while it's in use. The only problem I know with that is it's not going to charge fast enough. And it may, of course, run out of battery beforehand. So I have to make it to where I can switch the battery out pretty quickly and do some other stuff too. But that can be easily achieved with easy disconnect terminals to get the battery in and out, so you can interchange them. And I already have those kind of connectors. It'll be a connector much like this, something like this, and you can just connect, disconnect, whatever. And actually, I might use my terminals like this, because I only need a single pole. Un momento. So this is too many wires, but I mean, it still work. It depends on like if it can actually handle the power. But if this can handle the amperage or the voltage, I think the amperage. Volt is your power, amp is your current. I forgot which one, but as long as it can handle the amount of power that's going through the connector and not melt it, I can use something like this to where I can easily disconnect it. Let me make sure I have everything in frame. I can use something like this where I can easily disconnect. I can easily disconnect the battery if need be. So something like this is like having little things like this is important. Or having these like little single connectors like this, or single, not pole, but single outlet connectors. And I'll probably look for something like these. You can get these on Amazon. These waterproof connectors here. But yeah, I might do that. I definitely might do that. Wow. Okay, cool. That'll be something else that I'll look for at Lowe's when I'm there. That's another thing. I got to pay off this Lowe's card, get that done so I can buy this lawnmower. Actually, not even do that, but like, just get it done and then use it for when I have to when I start remodeling the house. So far, this job is good. First week down the drain here. Going into the second week, go from there. Hook up an alternator to the mower's engine for power. I never thought about that. I have no clue how that works. I know how an alternator works, how easily it'll recharge the battery and stuff. It might already have one though, because it's a gas-powered motor or mower, so it might already have something like that to recharge the battery that's on the unit itself. So maybe I can. I think what you're saying is maybe I can feed off of that and use that as an input to the actual battery charging as well. That might be an option. That might be an option. And that's something where I'll keep that in mind, because I don't know much about that to say like, oh, okay, yeah, that'll work. That's something that I'm gonna have to talk to somebody about and then research it. As I go along, I'm gonna have to build a prototype, and that will be like once I start getting this actual mower, getting the mower together, then I can go ahead and start ripping it apart. That's one of the first things I'm going to do. And I want a newer mower for something like this. I've seen older mowers that I saw on the side of the road, and the guy was selling for like $3,200. Now, granted, the mower is commercial grade and has a bigger block engine on it and everything else like that. This is like, you're using this mower to cut maybe an acre of lawn, if that, quarter acre to an acre. A quarter acre, acre, something like that. Nothing serious. But this is also newer technology. And if I could work with newer technology, then it might have better electrical systems and stuff like that. So I thought about that. So yeah, and it has better parts, newer parts, what have you. I don't know what to expect totally, but if I can use something like that, if I can get a newer mower for cheaper than an older one, I'm gonna do that too. There's a lot of things I'm considering when putting all this stuff together. I'm gonna head to the store and get this stuff and think about a easy disconnect for the battery terminal. Ooh, I don't want to pick these batteries up. Did you tip these batteries? I think tip these batteries, they start doing stuff like the lead acid batteries, the chambers and stuff. So you have to worry about that. But get something to where I can connect to the terminal here and do an easy connect or easy disconnect if I ever need to. So I'm thinking about that. And then also I can do things like drill into the top of this so I can have some pigtails coming out of it. That would be easy too. So use a Dremel to bore out this portion here and then have it coming, have, you know, stuff coming through it. Right? Yeah. So having enough cable for that so I can easily connect and disconnect stuff. But Aquatech, I might have to consult you on that, man, because I don't know much about that type of stuff. But yeah, that once I get to that part, hopefully I remember and hopefully you remind me, because I'll be doing more streams in the workshop here, and hopefully get a better camera setup in here too, in a workshop, in a proper workshop, so that way that I don't have this, you know, this USB camera that I have like all over the place. There you go. I think I got it. So yeah, have like, you know, actual camera set up to where I can get better views, better scenes and stuff like that. Probably be one of those things where I have to invite my homeboy Miguel or Izaz, probably have him come up one of these days, man, and just like, you know, entice him to come up with saying we can do some shooting or do some paintball or something. I don't know. But yeah, he's really good at that surveillance stuff and that camera stuff in general. So definitely going to pick his brain on that type of stuff, and also pick his brain on getting better stream equipment and everything else like that. But yeah, so all right, cool. I'm gonna think about that, and I'm gonna go to the store and buy some pieces, buy some stuff, and hopefully I can get some more of these terminals here where I could actually do the shrinking on it, or the heat shrink on it. If not, I'll have to buy it off of Amazon. I'll probably buy enough for now and then buy the rest off of Amazon, buy a nice assortment. That's what I usually do. Get what I need locally, and then from there go off and do whatever. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for the first Obfuscate workshop stream. I think this was great, man. There's a lot of cool stuff that we went over, and hopefully I can get this thing done by the next time I do a stream. Might do another stream tomorrow or something like that. I definitely will be back in the workshop tonight, getting some of this stuff connected, and then maybe even have to go back to the store tomorrow and get some stuff done. I do have some work that I have to do, and I also have to catch up on some training so I can be ready for my second week, or starting my second week of work, and getting that stuff done and out of the way. All right, guys. Thanks as always. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you for Aquatech, Sheed We Hear, Art of Ibmore, Izaz. Appreciate you guys. You know, thank you for showing up, and thank you for those that didn't, you know, put anything in the chat and you're just watching. I appreciate you, and I hope this helps you in some way, shape, or form. We did one or two things here, so that was good, and I appreciate you all as always, guys. All right, peace.